Let's cut out the fluff. The reason you are stuck in life isn't motivation, it's consistency. And I don't just mean consistency, I'm talking about your habits, your choices in every area of your life. Because here's the truth, if you consistently make the wrong choices, your life is going to reflect that. But if you flip that, then you become unstoppable. But here's the catch, consistency isn't sexy. And that is exactly why most people avoid it. Now, everyone loves a challenge for a week, but try doing the right thing every single day when nobody's watching. And that is where most people fold. See, everyone loves the idea of a grind. You hit the gym, you eat clean for a few days, maybe even post a new version of you on your IG. And I'm not gonna lie, for those first 72 hours, you feel unstoppable. But then it gets quiet. What are you gonna do when nobody's hyping you up? What are you gonna do when the scale is no longer moving? And what are you going to do once the pump finally wears off? And that is exactly when most people quit. Not because it's hard, it just simply got boring. If you wanna know what real consistency looks like, it's showing up after the excitement fades. It's still sticking to your plan even on day 63, when there's no visible payoff, no applause, and certainly no six-pack. But here's the part that nobody seems to talk about, and that is most people are consistent, just not in the way that they think. You consistently hit snooze, you consistently scroll instead of stretch, you consistently say, I'll start Monday, and then don't. You don't have a consistency problem, you've just been consistent with the wrong habits. Truth is, your life already has a rhythm. But the question is that rhythm moving you forward? Or is it just simply keeping you stuck? Because let's be real, when people say, I struggle with consistency, what they really mean is, I struggle with being consistent with things that'll actually change my life. They consistently skip workouts, they consistently eat like crap, and they consistently scroll for hours instead of actually getting work done. And that type of consistency is working against you, and you already know that. See, the problem is we've only been taught to associate consistency with discipline, hustle, and hard work. But consistency itself isn't always positive. All it means is you do something enough that it becomes second nature to you. So don't say you don't have it in you, because you actually do. You've just been using it to maintain the same exact life that you say that you're trying to change. So now that you know consistency isn't the issue, the next question is, why is it so hard to flip the switch? Why is it so easy to fall back into old habits? And for most people, that answer is the reliance on motivation, because that is the real trap. While motivation is a great spark, eventually it will burn out. And instead, what you need is a system. Here's an example. You don't brush your teeth every morning because you're motivated or inspired. You literally probably just do it because it's automatic. Hopefully you're brushing your teeth every day. And the thing is, your workouts, meals, and recovery should all feel the same, like second nature. And the harsh truth is, if your progress depends on how you feel, you're done for. Trust me, when motivation is going, you're on fire and there's no stopping you, or at least it feels that way. But the thing is, you cannot build a consistent lifestyle on simply emotional hype. You need some form of structure. You need a routine, and you need discipline to stick to it. And the thing is, discipline is not about pushing harder. It's simply about removing the need to push at all. Well-built systems make success automatic. And that applies to planning your meals, your workouts, your screen time as well. The more structured your environment is, the less you have to rely on willpower. And that in and of itself is how real consistency is built. And the real problem is most people never even build that system. And once you've got that system in place, that's what's going to keep you going. Because you're going to need that, especially on days you don't feel like going. And that is a huge problem, because when life gets messy, they don't just miss a workout, they completely disappear. It starts with just one skip session. And then that one skip session turns into 3, then suddenly it's been weeks, but all the while you keep telling yourself that you're just taking a break. Now that momentum's lost and your progress has been slightly erased. And it all happened so quietly, you didn't even notice. And that's the thing no one talks about, inconsistency, because it doesn't punch you in the face, it sneaks up on you. You skip one workout, you're thinking, no big deal. But before you know it, days and weeks will go by and you're still telling yourself you're just taking a break. But here's the truth, that break is the beginning of a backslide. And I hate to tell you, by the time you realize it, your progress is long gone. And that is how inconsistency works, because it doesn't feel like you're quitting, but at the same time, it slowly erases everything that you've worked for. The truth is, you'd much rather just fail than be consistent. Because the real danger isn't failure, it's inconsistency being disguised as rest. And the worst part is that it feels justified, it feels necessary, it feels needed. You tell yourself you deserve a day off, you'll get right back to it. But the truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it is to reset. And before you know it, it's already cost you. If you're someone who wants to tackle inconsistency, you need to start with this next tip, and that is your environment. And when I say environment, I'm not just talking about where you live. I'm talking about what you keep around you or let into your life when you're trying to work or achieve something. You can't expect discipline to survive in an environment built for distraction. The truth is, both motivation and willpower eventually fade. But your environment and what you keep around you, that is 24/7. And if it's not working for you, it's working against you. Now, a misconception that I want to break is that being disciplined is not about being superhuman. More so, it's about setting yourself up so you don't ever need to be one. I personally know a lot of people that struggle when it comes to eating, and they feel like it's a motivation problem, but it's an environment problem that we just talked about. You're trying to eat clean, but if your fridge is filled with junk food, that's not going to help you. But if you're someone who wants to stay focused, get your work done, but your phone keeps buzzing and you let every distraction creep in, that's also not going to help you. Or if you're someone who wants to grow and achieve things in life, but your circle only wants to coast, that also is not going to help you. Do you see the common theme here? This all ties into your ability to stay consistent. It's like, I remember when I personally struggled when it came to eating. I wish back then I had someone to guide me and show me what I could eat, get a good understanding what macros were, how much protein I needed, all that jazz. So if that sounds like you watching this video, I want to invite you to try out my macro mentorship. In this mentorship, the first thing we do is remove all the guesswork around nutrition. I teach you exactly how to eat for your goals. No more confusion, no more random meal plans, just a system that you can actually stick to and be consistent with and allow you to see results. Because trust me, when your nutrition is clear and your environment supports it, consistency becomes that much easier. That's one less thing you need to worry about regarding consistency. Because if you can manage what you put into your mouth, everything else can seem like a cakewalk. So if that sounds like something you need, then be sure to check out the pinned comment section, book a free consultation, and I'd love to help you get you started. Once you get your nutrition handled, there's an even bigger problem that we all need to face at some point or another, and that is time management. We've all told ourselves this lie, and that is, I simply don't have the time. But in reality, you do. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just that we prioritize the things that we value the most. Think about it. You say you don't have the time, but you always have time for TikTok, scrolling, Netflix, and whatever else you do with your time. See, the problem isn't time itself. It's protecting that time. Since time is limited, it is of great importance to how we spend it. That is because time is a resource that you cannot get back. So if you're not protecting it, you're really wasting it. We spent the majority of this video talking about the issues around consistency, but now we're going to give you a solution to it. That is point number one, you need to start small. You need to master doing something for just 5 minutes before you worry about asking yourself to attend something for 5 hours. 2, you need to track your wins. A win is a win, no matter how small. No matter what it is, you need to find a way to track it. Whether it's a habit tracker, calendar, or even just a sticky note. Just visibly seeing progress creates momentum. And it's a way to spark it up again once it's gone. Because if you've done it before, you can do it again. 3, you need to eliminate 0 days. Do something every single day. Even if it's tiny, maybe just doing 1 push-up, that's still better than doing no push-ups. Like I said earlier, start in increments. Start small. 4 is to create default habits for your worst days. We're all gonna fall off the wagon, whether we like it or not. The biggest thing is how quickly can we get back up? So if you're someone who wants to build real consistency, remember what we talked about in this video. 1, consistency is not sexy. 2, you're already consistent in some way, shape, or form, whether good or bad. 3, remember that motivation is a trap and solutions are the real answer. 4, inconsistency can silently kill your progress. 5, your environment matters more than your willpower. 6, you don't lack time, you lack priorities. And with point 7, now you have a few tools that you can use to fix it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if it hit home, then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're someone who's struggling with your nutrition, then be sure to check out the pinned comment and gain access to my macro mentorship.